Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, May 3rd. I'm James Spann. Complex cold core upper low blowing in here this weekend. I mean, that thing is going right on top of us Sunday, making for a challenging and interesting forecast, and one that will include maybe record low maximum temperatures this weekend. Let's start with some of the Skycam shots. Quite frankly, the rain this morning not really as widespread as expected. I figured we'd have a lot more rain during the day. Many places have been dry, but rain is increasing pretty rapidly as I do the update here this afternoon. That's the Tuscaloosa Skycam. Very similar sky over Birmingham, looking east from the Daniel Building. And again, down south, that's the Alabama Gulf Coast at the Dauphin Island Sea Lab, and the sky is cloudy. The upper low developing as expected. The thing is around Tulsa and Fort Smith. And goodness, the cold air push in advance of that is just mind-boggling. Mid-afternoon, Oxford, Mississippi at 43. I mean, that's a record low for this time of the year. A record low for the whole month of May, basically. And here it is, 43 in the middle of the afternoon. That's remarkable. But you cross the front, you got 76 in the Shoals. Birmingham at 73. Temperatures a little warmer than forecast here today, but simply because we didn't get the rain we expected this morning. But that cold air will work in here tomorrow, so fair warning. And you can see another amazing thermal contrast up north. Look at Michigan. They're sitting in the upper 70s, but you cross Lake Michigan, you got 30s over parts of Wisconsin. Just remarkable. And in the cold air, it's raining in places like St. Louis and Memphis, down into much of Mississippi, and that widespread rain will be moving in here this evening. In advance of that, the lighter showers are increasing pretty rapidly on radar at about 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So rain is a good possibility statewide tonight, and then we turn cold for the weekend. The Weather Service in Huntsville continues an aerial flood watch for their counties up in extreme North Alabama. And again, you know, they've got Cullman County. It's that kind of thumb that sticks out. Birmingham has opted not to go with one of those. And flood watch is up for parts of North Georgia, parts of Tennessee. Rain amounts can be pretty heavy, especially up in the northeastern corner of the state over the next few days. In terms of severe weather, really, there's no risk here, but I thought that's interesting. The guys have put up a 2% tornado probability from Tennessee up into Illinois on the front because of the tremendous helicity involved. There's hardly any instability up there, but again, for us, severe weather, not a problem. Although Sunday, I think we'll see some hail, not severe-sized hail, not 1 inch, but definitely a chance of hail because of the very cold air aloft. Now, the rain for the next 5 days, big numbers. I mean, that's about 5 inches up there in the northeastern corner of the state with this slow-moving upper low. The heaviest rain, northeast Alabama, North Georgia, over into western North Carolina. All right, model fans, let's get in here and dig deep. We'll peg the geek meter. This is tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time. This is the NAM at 500 millibars. Very strong upper low is centered over northern Arkansas. Now, down below that, a dry slot of air is going to work into Alabama from the west. And timing is crucial. There's so many things happening outdoors this weekend, so just pick your spot on the map and see how you're doing. And this is valid tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. The dry slot is moving up into Birmingham. So at 9 o'clock in the morning, the rain should begin to taper off in Birmingham. The rain should be over for Tuscaloosa. Rain continues, though, over East Alabama, and a chance of heavy rain over Northeast Alabama. Could be a soaker. In fact, it should be an overnight soaker, but the rain ends from west to east tomorrow morning. Now, this is 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon local time. The bulk of the really heavy rain is on to the east, and the rain for the Talladega Superspeedway and its race weekend there, I think for the most part, should be over by 1 o'clock. So a good chance they'll get in the Aaron's 312 tomorrow afternoon, maybe a little delayed, but they'll get that race in. In fact, the sun should break out. And look at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Almost all of Alabama is in that dry slot. So after a soaking rain tomorrow morning, we should enjoy mostly a sunny afternoon. But man, will it be colder. The GFS is showing 58. The NAM is showing 59. Those would be record low maximum highs for May 4th. Pretty remarkable. All right, Sunday. Look at that. The cold core is near, it's between Columbus and Meridian, or actually closer to Columbus. And then Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, that's a remarkable map. The cold core is right on top of Birmingham. And boy, we all know a cold core upper low is a weatherman's woe. And we'll have the dry slot with the sun tomorrow afternoon, but on Sunday, clearly underneath that cold pool, we're going to see a lot of showers. In fact, that's the high-resolution NAM. Now, this is valid Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Central Time. And the deal for the big race at Talladega, there will be showers around. Not that it's going to rain all afternoon. It won't, but I think a rain delay or two is certainly likely. And remember, because of the cold air aloft, some hail or graupel is likely. Graupel is soft hail, and that's just something to watch. There might be some thunder and lightning, but probably not a lot. But the hail could come from just showers with no thunder and no lightning. And this is 7 o'clock Sunday evening. The heavier band of rain is over Georgia, but notice that wraparound batch over northwest Alabama, and still some showers maybe directly under the cold pool. So clearly a few passing showers are likely Sunday, maybe some small hail. And again, it's going to be a very chilly day. I don't know if we get out of the 50s. The models are trying to push us up in the low and mid 60s, but that might be optimistic. It could be another very cold day for May. All right, Monday, we'll go back to the GFS. The upper low really is near Rome, Georgia. This thing is a very slow mover. This is a Rex block. They move slowly. And really, Monday will maintain a good chance of showers on Monday, especially on the eastern half of the state. And we stay very cool. Tuesday, the upper low is finally at the Atlantic coast above Charleston. And we are drier. Just a small chance of a shower Tuesday. Most of the state should be dry, and a good chance we hit the low 70s. Wednesday will be dry. We'll be up around 80 as the thickness values come up. That'll be like a heat wave. There's Thursday of next week. We're dry. And Friday, moisture begins to return. Rain to the west. We might see some rain that following weekend, May 11th and May 12th. But the good news, I think we'll see low 80s by the end of next week, and that'll feel much better. Check the end of the forecast, May 19th. Maybe a few showers, but that doesn't look too threatening, and no sign of any severe weather. And one more note, I meant to mention this earlier. There's a 1,006 millibar low that is north of Lake Okeechobee, and we can clearly see some circulation there, and there's some debate over whether that thing might become a subtropical storm, a preseason storm off in the Atlantic. The SSTs are marginal, but that might happen. But again, one way or the other, that would not affect us if by chance it does. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. Notes in the blog. My next video will be Monday morning at 7. Brian Peters, the man that looks like Colonel Sanders. Have the video updates here tomorrow and Sunday. Again, if you can, watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Hey, this is Ross with my partner Bob. We have a show called Worldview Matters.
And Ross, as you know, we believe that everything in life is somehow related to how people view the world around them.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Also available on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.